All right, another beautiful day. Happy Monday. May the 4th be with you. Just to recap on last week, a very productive week. I was able to push some accounts forward. I did play myself and I lost a Take Profit Pro account by doing some stupidness, which I'm still getting over, to be honest with you. But other than that, this market is looking splendid. We had some great overnight movement. Everything is in structure. We have this structure stir up right here, and now it's making the next step right here. We had this beautiful retest of the previous all-time highs, and that held up nice. I would have liked to get, actually I still would like to get another pullback potentially to these highs here of the 625s, and that would be my nice ultimate long for the morning, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that. It looks like this level right here of the 752s, that's holding up as support, and then we have this level on this next level right above it of the 796s, which is also holding up nice. So it looks like this market, once it opens, they might just want to continue to push up to all-time highs. Let's see if we get that or not. We had a little bit of news come out this morning, and that's what caused this morning dip. We have this other all-time high further back at the 540s. Let's just take a look at the hourly chart. Because everything is still stair-stepping up. We do have this trend line that is being respected. So we can actually get some pullback a little further back like we did here. Like we had this previous all-time high, but we had this pullback further back than this previous all-time high, and then it continued. So we have this previous all-time high here, but we could pull even as far, I'd say, to the 450s at some point, and this still be bullish because it will still be respecting this trend line to the way up. So we're going to keep that in mind. But as of today, I guess I just want to see how the market plays and the movement. But I would love to see a pullback either to the 620s or to the 540s. But I guess the best ultimate pullback, I'm going to make this a little bright in color so that I know would be this pullback here. As of right now. Now to the downside, if I'm looking for any rejections, to the downside, it would just be this pullback to these longs. So we could possibly look for a short below the 750s and down to the 670s, potentially. But as of right now, we're just looking for pullback longs. So I won't clog up the chart, but it would just be the inverse trades to these trades. Now this trade here potentially either is going back to all-time high, or we'd be looking for a short trade into the support zone of the 794, 795s. Market opens in 3 minutes. Let's take a look at the ES. And the ES has a similar structure as well. So we had this previous all-time high here at the 223s, and we pulled back just a little further than that, kind of into this zone right here that I have marked out of the 212s. So we pulled back like about an extra 10 points. But if we zoom into here, we can see exactly what happened at that point. At the point that we had that drop, we had this beautiful consolidation right here. We had this beautiful consolidation, and then we had the pop up. So what would I be looking for? I'm definitely looking for this area to hold, but potentially we could just get a pullback to these previous all-time highs of the 225s, and then start looking for a long. This previous high right here is this high. So this trade would look something like this. Seeing if we could put our stop at the pre-market lows, or maybe slightly below that. Seeing if that holds. If our market opens in 30 seconds, and we can target this support level right here. About this level. So let's keep these two trades on the board. I'm currently trading my PA account. All right, market is open. Let's see if we get pullback or if we just get a run up. Looking like it's looking to make up its mind. Look like we might get a little pullback. Looks like the ES is pulling back. ES seems to be pulling back. Now the NASDAQ is pulling back a bit to the support zone. Let's see if that holds. ES is trying to hold up. NASDAQ is trying to hold up. All right, looks like it's rejecting. Kind of a slow open. Seems to not be able to make up its mind on which direction it wants to go. All right, look like we're trying to get some upside now. We're just gonna wait and let this play itself out. I've been long on the eval right here, seeing if we get some more upside. Just one micro. I'm still wanting to see potentially if we're gonna get that pullback or if we're just gonna run to all-time highs. This is a good support zone, so I decided to take one micro on this eval here, seeing if we can get a push up to all-time highs. The ES is holding up nice. I have a couple of orders here just in case if we pull back. I have my orders placed. My stop for this trade currently is at the 808s. Now we're getting some weakness and some rejection. Let me take this off the table. There we go. All right, getting some rejection now. This was a cheap trade. It's starting to get some new lows. Look like it's trying to push. It's trying to hold, but it's not holding up great here. I was literally one tick away from being stopped out right there. That stop might be coming now. It looks like that stop is going to be coming now. Yeah. Like it's not taking off, so we might get the rejection here. We might get the pullback into these ranges that I've been looking at. If we get the pullback, our first area is the 756s, which we have an order for 3 contracts. And I'll be risking 153 in that area. And if we get further pullback, then I'll be looking to take a long further down here. But I'm not risking 4. There we go. Let's line this order up. So I'll be risking 126 to make 268. Currently, NASDAQ is trying to push up. Okay, now I'll take this trade to break even, allowing it to play out. Looking if he gets some more on that. And stopped out. All right, we'll look for the next trade idea. ES is looking kind of weak. NASDAQ is trying to hold the support zone. ES is still looking kind of weak. Let's look at both charts. So ES is looking weak. NASDAQ is looking weak. Let's see if we get the pullback and get these orders filled. NASDAQ still looking weak. If it breaks the 800s, then we'll be heading straight down towards the 750s. I'm trying to hold up now. Let me just hide these orders. All right, that's better. All right, getting some. NASDAQ is trying to hold up. The ES is trying to hold up as well. Let's see if we could break the lows. In regards to VWAP, NASDAQ is sitting just slightly under VWAP. And it's right in the volume range profile of Friday. So it might hold here. It's trying to hold here. All right, there goes the push. Okay, pushing above VWAP. Okay, it's trying to push now. All right, trying to push. Nope, rejecting now. All right, let's see if we can continue to push up. Or is it going to reject now? Okay, it's trying to push. Okay, not much is going on right now. Just have to wait and see what decision it wants to make. It's holding up nice, but the movement is slow. Maybe there's going to be a big move to the upside, because it is holding up. It's just no major move right now. All right, getting a little bit of a pullback. All right, I just took a long on my PA. It looks like we're getting a short-term support level right here, so I figure I just take a cheap long, see what we get on this. Because if we look at this area right here, it seems to be holding up as a short-term support level. So let's see if we get a push up now to new highs. Just in case if this wants to range trade, I'm just going to trail this because it's been range trading. So I'm just gonna trail it, looking to see if we get some new highs. No new highs. Probably gonna just come right back down into this range. Cause this is what we have right here. We have this level right here. More like this. Yeah, it's like we have this level to the highs, this level to the lows. So just kind of ranging until it breaks. It hasn't broken it yet. Okay, it's trying to break it. But now we're right back in it. And we're pulling right back in. Let's see if maybe now wants to break out, because it looked like some buyers are trying to step up. All right, looking good. Look like it's trying to break out. All right, now she's pushing. Now it's looking a little bit better. Just the ES needs to break this 255 level. Okay, just traded right back into the range. ES is failed to break this 255 level. NASDAQ failed to break the 880s. Failed to get into 900s. Okay, trying to break out again. I had a beautiful trade on gold this morning. I had a trade that I held for about 5 hours based off of a trade thesis that I had developed Friday morning, and I saw it playing out, so I decided to jump into it. Let me see. Do I have my take profit account here? I should have my take profit account. Here, let me log into my take profit and show y'all that trade while we waiting for this to break out or break down. I could do it here, but I spazzed out. I had a 75k eval that I should have I was up about $1,200 on, and I wanted to add to it, but then I got way too aggressive and then I blew it. So I ended up having to reset it. And where are we here? Here we go. So I had to reset it, and then I took that one trade and I was able to get 635 in 1 micro, which was dope. Yeah, let me see. Let's do this. Let's turn on the executions. Right here, execution marks. Oh, you know what? That wasn't on gold. That was actually on oil. Let's see. No, you know why? Because this is hidden. There we go. So it was gold, right? Yeah, beautiful. So it was gold. So it was really one trade, but it shows it as two because I accidentally got out of it. Let's go to the 1 minute. So my thesis, so first let's look at my thesis. So I was looking for a short from here. Let's go back to the 30-minute real quick. So I was looking for a short at a rejection of this level right here, because what was once rejection turned into support. Now we were looking to see if this area would turn into rejection. And so once it had broken below and I was able to get in on the retest rejection right here on this candle. So now let's go into the 2 minute and let me just show you my target. Well, I had two targets. The first target I was looking at was this area right here of this low, and then the second target I was looking at was this ultimate low of the 4500s. Actually, this wasn't the first one. If we go to the 2 minute, then we'll see that line that I drew for the first target, which is where I had gotten out on the pullback from that level. So yeah, so I got out right here. So I had a line drawn somewhere about right here. I think at this low. Don't see it now. I must have deleted it. So the whole game plan was to get in on the short. So I got in on the short. Once I saw it come back into this area looking for a rejection and for a cheap trade, I got in at the 4620s, so about right here, and then I accidentally got out at the 19s. So then I got right back in pretty much on the same candle, because that was a mistake for me to get out. So I got back in on the same candle to the short side at the 18s, and that was at 12:42 a.m. and then I held that up until about 6:30 this morning. So that was about a 6-hour trade that I held, and I took it from the 620s all the way down to the 550s, and I was able to capture about $660 on that trade, which was great. I was looking to see if we actually would get more continuation to the downside, and so I had moved my stop at the point that it hit these lows of the 530s. I moved my stop to the 556s, and on this pullback I got stopped out, but still proceeded to be a great trade. And now we're trading above. Maybe we're looking to retest this 615 level and possibly get more rejection, but I haven't really evaluated gold after I've taken this trade. So now with that said, let's just go and take a look here at the NASDAQ. We can see that the NASDAQ is still trading in this range, haven't made a decision. We can see the ES is still rejecting. Look at these triple highs right here. We got the triple highs right here on the ES. It's looking like it wants to pull back. So I have these orders in place, and I'm definitely going to keep them there. Just make sure which account this is. Okay, this was the PA. Got no orders here. I cleaned off those orders. Okay, no problem. So we're gonna see if we get the pullback. If we do, then the ultimate trade that I want is this trade right here. And 2 contracts. Yeah, this happened to me the last time as well. And I'm not sure why it did that. Why? Oh, okay, cool. There we go. All right, so here's a trade idea. Get in right there. Risk about $100. Actually, I could get in with extra. I could get in with 3 contracts. I'm liking the risk on this. If we get this ultimate pullback, I'll definitely take this trade, and potentially looking to exit. I mean, I have to look at this area first of the 645s, but I would love to get it up to the 672s. But I'll leave this up for now. All right, let's see how much pullback we actually get now. The other trade idea would actually be looking to enter here at this support level, the short-term support level of the 750s, which might not be a bad idea either. That would be, I could do that with 1 contract and turn that into a nice cheap trade. Looking at, if I'm risking 28, then I could definitely risk more contracts. Yeah, I like that. So we're still trading in the zone. Nothing as of yet. Just barcoding, waiting to make a decision. The ES is rejecting. ES is trying to push up again. Let's see if it can actually break it this time. Or is it going to reject again? Yeah, I know a lot of people are definitely losing money right now, trying to anticipate a breakout, and then now they're going long at this point, go along here, and then they're just getting stopped out on these pullbacks. There's absolutely nothing here right now. I took 2 small trades. I took one, I should be up, yeah, I'm only up about $24 on this account. I took a trade. I think I was down 22, and then I was up like 50 on one of these zone trades. But if this is not going to offer me anything, then I'm not going to take anything. I'm not going to force anything. As of right now, it's just doing the same thing. But it is stepping up though. If you look at this, we do have this little step. We also have the step right here too. It's like kind of like a bull flag. We have these intermittent bull flags going on. So it's slowly climbing, but it's taking its time. It is indeed taking its time. All right, so the Nasdaq is trying to push up slow, but yeah, the ES is still rejecting. I tried to break above, but now look, rejecting. I mean, it looked like we have the short term. We look like we have a short term support level right there at the 250s. So potentially, if this pulls back to the 50s, could take a short term long. And the same thing with the Nasdaq. It looks like we have a support level, short term support level right here of that 839. If you give more of a pullback, I'll be inclined to take a long, but can't take a long here. All right, liking this pullback. Potentially on the ES, we can take a long. We didn't get the pullback we were looking for. I'm gonna take it off. Alright, getting some more pullback. Going back into the support zone. Let's see if it holds. Alright, I didn't take the long on this account, but I took it on this account here. I took along here. I saw that we're holding above VWAP. We're holding above the support level. So I want to see if we can take this up potentially to the upper band of the VWAP, which is also this next support level, this resistance level. So pretty much right here. That's what I'm targeting, the 263s. So that's like a 3-to-1 trade. So that pullback, that's why I need one with one contract. Oh, so that was some news apparently, huh? But I'm liking the hold on this though. I still haven't taken any significant trades. Just testing the waters. Now it seems to we're getting some pullback, but this might be a pullback long area. Okay, getting some more pullback on the ES. All right, let's see. Let's see if this holds up or not. All right, pushing up. All right, finally, things look like they want to push up. Now let's see if we could just break this area. You have to break this area. ES has to break the 250s, and Nasdaq has to break to 900. Okay, looks like ES is trying to break out. Looks like Nasdaq is trying to break out. Okay, okay, can you close a candle above? If you could. Okay, I'm liking this to the upside. I'm liking this to the upside. Now all you got to do is just pull back right here, and I'll enter. Now if you pull back here, I'll enter. I like that candle. I like this candle. Just pull back to this support level right here. Pull back to the support level and take me in. Actually, we might need to pull back here at the 886s. So I'll be risking 150 to make 5. I like that. Let's see if we can get that. And yeah, I actually did. I re-entered on this side at the perfect at that pullback from that news. I did enter, and now I'm up long, and good position. I'll move my stop right below the support level right here on the ES. We might pull back for support here and look into for continuation to the upside. Prior, my target was the 263s. You know what? I'll play this a little tighter to the 263s because we might get the rejection here at the 263s. I'll leave that there. Let's see what happens. But I want to see if we can get pullback on the other account. Can we get a pullback along here? Hold on a second. Let's evaluate this. Actually, this is not a great area for pullback long because look at these highs here. This is not a great area to take a long. You see all of these highs? Look at that. This whole zone is not great. We have highs. This is an area for rejection. All right, the ES is trying to break out. Nasdaq is getting rejection at this area. Hasn't broken out to new highs yet. Well, the Russell's going for new all-time highs. Yeah, let's check out the Russell. Russell's actually looking real good. Yeah, the Russell's going for new all-time highs. Let's look at the Dow. Alright, the Dow got some pullback at its previous all-time high, and it pulled right back into this 49,229, which is exactly where I have this trade structured. Yeah, look at that pullback at 6:30 at the 6 o'clock candle. That's this exact trade right here. It's gone now, but the Dow's looking good. Looking at this oil trade. So this oil trade that I had, it happened right here at this pullback, continuing up. And look at this beautiful bull flag right at this previous high. Popped up to this next zone, popped down back to this previous high level where it became support. Then it broke through. Then it became rejection. And now we're trading right into it again. So now if we actually break back down into this 99 level, now we'd be looking for a short long, just back to this level, because now this level became resistance. Right here we got the rejection, and we got another rejection right here. So we'll make that lower level the target. So then the trade would consist of this. So let's see if we get this pullback into this area. I have this alert if it crosses, and if it does, then we'll look to see if potentially you want to get in on this trade. With that said, the Nasdaq and the ES is giving some continuation to the upside. This gold trade, oddly enough, this exact area of the 45.94s actually can be a great entry to the downside. This would be the trade right here. But this is on the 15-minute. That 15-minute candle looks pretty strong. Let's look at it on the 5. Yeah, that's looking pretty strong, and that's looking like a bull flag. So what we'll wait to see if we get rejections below this level right here. If we get rejections below the 563s, then we could potentially look for a short, because we have this short-term support level, and let's see if that rejects. If it does reject, then we could potentially look for a short without stop, being right here at the 582s. But we would like to see a rejection right here at this point of the 591s, pretty much at this exact moment. Let's see if we can get a rejection here. Let's see if we can get a rejection below the support level. Right, we have these two bounce. We have a bounce here, and we also have a bounce right here. So let's see if this support level can turn into rejection. If it can, then we can look for some more downside, seeing our ultimate target being the 498s, but just seeing what happens here at these lows. So that trade would consist of something like this. Entry here, I would stop right here. Ultimate target would be right here. So that's a nice 3-to-1 trade. I'm gonna monitor this. You see, so as of right now, we got that rejection at these highs. Let's see if we could break. Let's see if we could break down. The only reason I'm not inclined to take that short from up here is because of the strength of these candles. So I want to see the strength turn into weakness. Because if the buyers just stepped up here, if it breaks down below here, we're not going to get more buyers. We're going to get some sellers. We just trapped these guys. All right, let's look at the market again. All right, so now, yeah, this is a trash morning for the Nasdaq. The ES is looking a lot better. This pullback long right here was money. But the Nasdaq looks like shit. The Nasdaq looks like shit for real. ES has better movement for the morning, definitely. Yeah, Nasdaq pulled up right into these highs, and that's where it's rejected now. So now we have to see if it could break above that. All right, now we're getting the pullback again on the Nasdaq. All right, get more pullback. All right, getting a little bit more pullback. All right, look at the ES is trying to make highs. So is the Nasdaq. Look like it's just a slow grind. All right, trying to push up. Trying to push up. Let's see, can it push up to new highs? It was almost there. Yes, push up to new highs. Nasdaq is trying, but it seems to be struggling. All right, and we're getting some rejection. Okay, now it's trying to push up again. This price action just really isn't great. All right, more pullback. Let's see if that holds. All right, let's see if this holds or if it rejects. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna force anything. If 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 it doesn't want to give it, then it is what it is. But this is extremely slow. All right, good thing I was waiting for my confirmation on that gold trade and didn't get that confirmation. Now it's actually heading to the upside. Like I said, these green candles were looking strong, and look what it did. It did this beautiful bull flag, pulled back right here to the support level, and now it's continuing up. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, Russell got all-time highs. Nice all-time highs on Russell. And it look like that's doing a bull flag. Yeah, that definitely got a bull flag going on. If we go down to the 2 minute. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that nice step up. Yeah, that's nice. But not significant movement today. Like maybe to get in and then just hold from like 9:30, but not no good setups. The ES has was doing better setups than the Nasdaq all morning. All right, finally, Nasdaq's trying to break through. So now, here's what we could look for. If we could turn this area into support on the 5 minute chart, I think now we're just breaking we just broke out of the orb as well. All right, so we broke out of the orb. We're at the 50%. No. If we could potentially bring it back, pull back to about like the 909s to the 912s, we could potentially take a long. So potentially, because we broke above all of these highs, but if we could turn that into support, let's see if we get a little pullback. All right, now it's breaking out. Now we just said, fuck you, I'm out. Yeah, that's what all of this consolidation was for. All of this consolidation was for this breakout. Alright, we're getting a bit of a breakout now. Let's see if we could just take the full breakout. Look like it wants to do it now. You want to take off now? Trying to get some new highs. Let me take off this orb. Yeah. Okay, starting to go. Starting to go. Just needs to make new highs. Okay, almost. And new highs. I wanted to see it take off, but it doesn't want to. I want to see it's a big candle up. Now a little bit more pullback. All right, we're pulling back. Still waiting to see if I could potentially get filled on this. Pulling back a little bit more. Okay, I'm trying to take off. Okay, no new highs. I'm pulling back a little bit more. All right, 10 to 11. We'll call it another 10 minutes. All right, I'm gonna call it. You didn't pull back to get me this trade. This account I only got up about $25. I'm just gonna leave it. So my balance now is 51,940. And I had gotten 670 on my take profit, and I didn't trade the other take profit. So, all right, that's cool. We're gonna call it for the day. Tomorrow's another one.